Well, hello everybody. Today is Wednesday, April 17th, and tomorrow will be my husband and our fifth wedding anniversary. And what better way to celebrate our anniversary than with our brand new baby girl? Well, actually, she's not brand new. She is 8 weeks old. We brought her home 2 months ago today. My due date was February 28th, and I guess she decided she wanted to come a little early because on February 16th at 10 p.m. at night, my water broke, and we were a little bit in shock. I said to my husband, he was getting into bed, and I said to my husband, I heard this little pop, and all of a sudden my water broke, and I said to him, I think my water just broke. And he said, no, we still have 11 more days. You're not due till February 28th. It's February 16th. And I said, I'm pretty sure I didn't pee my pants. So he ran downstairs and grabbed the car seat and the bag and everything else, and had enough time. He put a Glad garbage bag on the front seat of the car so I wouldn't ruin his brand new truck, because he got a new truck with leather seats. So it was pretty humorous. We were driving on the way to the airport, or driving on the way to the hospital, and I really didn't read anything in regards to sort of what to do when the baby comes, and I didn't take any Lamaze classes. So I'm sitting there Googling on the drive to the hospital, which is about a 25-minute drive, which we did in about 15 minutes. I'm Googling contractions and how much time do you have after your water breaks for the baby to be born, because my water broke at 10 and my contractions were 7 minutes apart. And so I'm sitting there going, having no idea what actually any of that means, because I didn't take any Lamaze classes. So I'm doing everything I've seen in the movies, which just throw that out the window. And my contractions were 7 minutes apart. We're speeding on the way to the hospital. We get a speeding ticket on the way. It was a photo radar, so when we get to the hospital, we told them that we got a speeding ticket, and they gave us basically a letter because I was in labor. And our little baby girl, she was born the next morning, February 17th at 6:08 a.m. via C-section. And she's super healthy and beautiful, 7.12 pounds. And she's been a joy to have since we brought her home. She has her moments. She can be fussy and a little bit cranky, just like any baby. And when she's like that, I just tell her how much I love her. And one day she will know how long we've waited to have her. And it's been really exciting. The dogs absolutely love her, and her big sister is in love with her. There's been some great things in learning about being a mom, that's for sure. Just the endorphins that go through your body, that that intoxicating love feel that you have has been unbelievable. I am breastfeeding, and it's such a great experience to be able to be lucky enough to breastfeed. I feel so fortunate. It's not only great for her health-wise, nutrition-wise, but it's also good for me and her for our relationship and bonding. And as well, you burn 500 calories a day in breastfeeding, so it's great to burn those extra calories. On that note with breastfeeding, actually, this has been a bit of a lifesaver. I bought a pump on Amazon. I think it was around $300, maybe four. It was in the high 300s, and it's a Medela breast pump, and it comes in a black carrying case. It comes with 2 bottles and the nipples and the device to pump. And it's come in really handy, because one of the things I found in breastfeeding, which I never knew this, but one of the things I found was I was producing too much milk for her. And every time I was going to breastfeed, she would cry and get fussy because there was so much coming out that she would gulp and choke on it and refuse to eat at that point. So one of the things I started doing prior to breastfeeding her each time is I pump for a few minutes just to get rid of some of the pressure and expressing it, and that's made a huge difference, because she was also getting quite a bit of gas in swallowing too much air in the feeding part. So for those of you out there that are soon to be moms, or when you do become pregnant and have a baby, look into that. One of the things I thought was, I just thought I had a gassy baby, but she wasn't gassy at all. It was me actually producing too much milk and her not able to keep up with the amount that was coming out, and she was swallowing air, kicking the legs, getting frustrated, and I knew she was hungry, but she wouldn't eat because it would hurt. She would get gas. So that pump has come in really handy. It's one of the other things I found, and I'd be interested to hear from the other moms out there, is when I was pregnant, I walked 5K every day with my dogs. And I would find that whenever I was moving, she would not move. So my assumption is when I was moving, she was sleeping. So she's a sleep motion baby. And then when I would stop move, I'd be resting or sleeping myself, she would start kicking and wake me up. One of the things I found that's to be true, since she's been born, she really likes movement. So when I go to the dog park now, I had to wait about 4 weeks because I had a C-section, and that can be a little bit hard just because you're stuck in the house and you've got this new baby and you can't really go anywhere because you're not allowed to drive. That was a little bit tough. My husband took the first 2 weeks off, so it was nice to have him around. But once I was able to get up and go, I started walking with her, and I would find the minute I got to the dog park and put her in the infant carrier, it was unbelievable. She'd go to sleep right away, and she wouldn't wake up until we got home. And of course, then she'd want to be busy. So I'd be interested to find out from other moms out there if there was things they did when they were pregnant that they found, you know, I guess passed on after the baby was born. Some of the things, similarities or correlations. It'd be interesting to find out. Exercise is so great. I can't stress how important that is, especially for recovery, for battling postpartum depression. I've been really fortunate. I haven't really had any symptoms of postpartum depression. I'd say the only thing I'd have that would be related to postpartum depression, sleep deprivation, was definitely tough. That was the first 6 weeks was really an adjustment. I was getting about anywhere from 1 to 3 hours of sleep a night. Now I'm getting about 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night. She's a really great baby. She sleeps pretty good throughout the night, about 12 hours in between intervals of 4-hour naps, and then she gets up and she feeds and then goes back to sleep. But one of the things I found is being paranoid and stuff and always checking on her. I have a hard time sleeping at night because being a new mom, I'm just always checking on her. I love her so much, and I get worried, and I want to check on her and make sure she's okay. So that's the only thing I really noticed in having a baby. But as far as like emotionally and physically, I feel great. I was 192 pounds the day she was born, and so swollen. It was ridiculous. I didn't even recognize my own feet. I'm down to 168 now, and she's 8 weeks old, so I've got about 25 more pounds to go. I walk every day, and on the days I can't go walking outside, I strap on the infant carrier, go downstairs, and I go on the treadmill with her, and she passes out as well. It's great to have that infant carrier. I know strollers are wonderful, but if you are trying to get out there and get some exercise, carrying that extra baby weight on you is not only good for you and her because you're bonding. She's up against you. She can hear your heartbeat. But also it's great for you to carry that extra weight. You're burning more calories. It's great to breastfeed because you're burning about 500 calories a day for breastfeeding. But jump on the treadmill or go do a 20-30 minute walk a day, and then you're adding to the calories you're burning. And why not hold her or carry her versus putting her in a stroller? Yeah, so I guess that's my update. I don't have a lot of time because she's napping, and I don't know how long she'll be sleeping for because she went to sleep at 2, and it's now 4:45. So hopefully she'll have a good 4-hour nap because she was up a little late last night. But yeah, I just wanted to touch base with everybody, and thank you for following me, and I look forward to hearing back from all of you, and I will put another update on here quite soon. It'll be an update for, well, some of the things that I found that worked in changing her sleeping patterns. I'm going to be putting that on next, and hopefully I'll get a chance to put her on here, and she can say hi to everybody. Take care, everyone. Thank you, and